Is good, everybody? It's your host with the most, Joe Caparelli. All right, everybody. We're still continuing on here with JavaScript. I gotta turn down my radio just a little bit. There we go. Too low. My beats. Yeah, we're just continuing on with JavaScript here. Looks like we're getting into classes. Should be good to get into classes and stuff like that. So let's get into it. All right, introduction to classes. JavaScript is an object-oriented language we can use to model real world events. In this lesson, we will learn how to make classes. Classes are a tool that developers use to quickly produce similar objects. Take a look at the example. Really take example, an object representing a dark key is Haley. Behavior of the key. I'm sorry, I'm not that. No. Set getter function. Setter. There we go. So the get syntax binds an object property to a function that will be called when the property is looked up. So we have getters, and then there's also setters as well. Same thing with setters. Setters are binds the object property to a function called when there is an attempt to set that property. So go back to getter though. So when Haley, so like a German's not defined. There it goes. So that's how you would create like a getter function right there. So if you were to call human, John, age, 23, lives in Boston. Cool. So we created our human. This is our human object right here. Obviously, we can make our object more dynamic, but I just wanted to get, yeah, just let me do a setter too, I guess. That way I can get used to doing setters and getters again. Haven't done them in a little bit. Just set that over to copy. We can go back here. And we can leave this blank. This blank. So if we were to create a setter for these, no, we'll create these as open arrays. For this to work now, we'll do something. But like, say if we want some setters in there. Oh, I see why it's doing that. So we do the setter right here. So we would do set name. Yeah. Say set stuff. Say setup. I didn't want to close that. I want to clear it. Oh, okay, so it's only allowed one. Okay, that's about it. Just do a for each.
That worked.
Here, this one works. Nope. Hmm. There it goes. That's the way I did it like that. That's just a little practice with setters and getters. So I just wanted to go over that real quick before we got into this lesson here. Just because I had to refresh my memory on setters and getters too as well. Alright, now let's get into this. Alright, now I'm in a category of all the dogs who belong to the daycare. Instead of using the syntax above for every dog that joins, I want to create a class that serves as a template for creating a new dog object for each new dog, private value for their names. As you can see, classes are a great way to reduce duplicated code in debugging time. After we laid the foundation for classes in the first few exercises, we've introduced inherents and static methods, two features that will make your code more efficient and meaningful. In the next exercise, you learn about classes in great detail. Before you do, take a moment and study the classes in main.js. Spend some time identifying similarities and differences between the dog class and the main.js and the code we use to create our Haley object. Alright, so what do we got? So this is creating, this is using like the class object creator, so the class itself with dog, using the constructor on name, this behavior, get some getter functions, and then we have a what kind of function would that be called? Forget it. No. We'll go with classes so we can see that. Classes are a template for creating objects. They encapsulate data with code to work on that data. Classes in JS are built on prototypes, but also have some syntax and semics that are not shared with ES5 and whatnot. Functions. Function expressions, function declarations, so we have those. One way we can define classes using the class declaration to declare a class, use the class keyword with the class name, whatever. Usually you uppercase the classes too. Hoisting, function declaration and class declarations. Class expressions. Strict mode, constructor. The constructor method is a special method for creating and initializing an object created with a class. There can also be a special method called a constructor in a class. A syntax error will throw if that contains one occurrence. I guess I can make humans better. I can make my humans a little bit better, man. If I do it like this. We'll just say name page. Just to keep it simple. Alright, so proper way to use a constructor.
That's what it was. There's already a name thing in there. So that worked. Perfect. So I can call on yeah, so this is just a better way to make an object class here. So instead of the way I just did it before. This way now we have variables that now are themselves are humans. Just console log that. It'll print the human object, I think. Yeah. It'll print the human object here. So now with our getter functions, we can access, call this one ages. We can access these properties inside of our variables now, our objects that we've created. Same thing with let's say Steve now. Six. There you go. So it's pretty cool. Pretty efficient way to make objects. Because you see what I did last time with, I was doing some crazy stuff with setters and getters. I guess it was just good practice with setters and stuff like that. You know. But I guess if we already had, like, it's crazy, fruit flies gonna piss me off. Say if we already had like a I guess if we had a specific object already created and get it. Oh, I almost had a fruit fly. Getting attacked by a fruit fly. And you wanted to change something on that object that's already created, we would use some kind of setter function to manipulate that. But so this is generally doing the same thing that I just actually did. See, but that might get messed up with the get name like that. See, I just had an issue with that because there's already a name function available, I believe, just in vanilla JavaScript, and that's looking for a particular value on something. Yeah, but this underline is just notating that it's supposed to be like permanent, not to be changed. So way they'll probably describe it in his reason programmers do it, so you don't change something in the code and stuff like that. All right, the next exercise you'll learn about classes and grades. Before you take a look, I'm gonna find the similarities. Classes mean just code that we created in our Heli object above. So what this is this is just creating that one Haley object. Okay. It's got some getters in it and stuff like that, and it's got the increment behavior. This is creating a class object that can then be used to create other additional objects. You know what I'm saying? But then that gets into inherencies and stuff like that, because if by cloning you take on all of its inherent values, but but then those values, I believe there's something along the lines with some kind of inherency issues and stuff like that it's going to get into.
Yeah. All right, copy the class. Copy. I have to call and console log the statement below to the. Oh, okay.
Oh, this is again just building that new dog Haley. All right. And it wants me to console log a statement. So we'll just console log this one.
Hilly. I believe I did.
Oh, it wants me to do all of them.
And there you go.
And there you go.
Very good. All right, in the last exercise, you created a class dog and used it to produce a dog object. Although you may have seen similar between classes and object syntax, there's one important method that is set apart. It's called a constructor method. JavaScript calls a constructor method every time it creates a new instance of a class. So, dog is there. Our class, by convention, we capitalize or camel case all class names. Yeah. JavaScript invokes the constructor method every time we create a new instance of our dog constructor. The constructor method accepts one argument name. In this instance, one argument name, but it can accept many arguments. Inside the constructor method, we use this keyword. So this keyword, in the context of classes, this refers to the instance of the class. So it's like it's pointing towards the class itself. So this dog, its name, you get it? It's like it has to like point to the reference where it is in that data. That's what this does. It has to refer to where it is in memory, pretty much. Something like that. In this case, in the dog class, we use this to set the value of the dog instance name property to the name argument. All right, so we have the name property and the name argument. All right, so this would be the argument. Okay, this would be the property. This would be the argument right here. All right, so name, property, name, argument. All right. Under this name, we created a property called behavior, which keeps track of a number of times of dogs misbehavior. The behavior property is always initialized to 0. Yeah, whatever. And what they had was they had a function within that class that was incrementing that behavior by 1.
just incremented every time it was called. All right, so created an empty class called surgeon. Why am I putting those? All right, inside the surgeon class, create a constructor. Accepts 2 parameters. All right, inside the surgeon constructor, create a name. Inside the surgeon, create name and department properties and set them equal to the, so this name equals name. All right. Easy enough. All right. Now we're ready to create a class instance. An instance is an object that contains the property names and methods of a class, but with uniquely property values. Look at our dog example. Yeah, below the dog class, we use the new keyword to create a instance of, and that's where I got caught up on last. I didn't use the word new, but we fixed that. Let's consider the line code by code step. We created a variable Haley that will store instance of our dog class. We use the new keyword to generate a new instance of the dog class. The new keyword calls the constructor, runs the code inside of it, and then returns the new instance. We've passed Haley. We passed the Haley string to the dog constructor, which sets the new property to Haley. We finally logged and saved the new key of Haley object, which logs Haley to the console. So then we created a new, and then that Haley new class object has inherited those getters and setters that was in that original class object itself. So whatever you built inside of that's the inheritance thing. All right. Set the name to Francisco. Spell something wrong? I did. I'm always spelling something wrong. Create an instance of the surgeon class. Set the name to. Oh, don't kick. Break my whole setup over there. All right, just creating some new instances. And then we can check those out. So remember, if we do, I could spell. There you go.
And there you go. Alright, methods. At this point, we have
Dot class that spins up an object with the name and behavior properties. Below, we've added getters and methods to bring our classes to life. Class methods and getter syntax is the same as it is for objects, except and that's what I got messed up. Except you cannot include commas between the methods. That's what I was doing before. I was adding commas like I would if I was creating stuff inside of a object instead of a class object.
In the example above, we've added some get methods for the name and behavior. Notice that we've our property names for the underscore name and behavior, which indicates these properties should not be accessed directly. So that's what I was saying before about the underscore there. Under the getter, we've also added a method. That's what I was looking for. It's a method, not function. It's method. We've added the method name well, it's a function method, I guess, something like that, which you call increment behavior on the dog instance to add the one to the behavior property, which add between each method do not include commas. All right, so in the search and construction, prepend the name and department properties with underscores.
Inside the constructor, add the property. Oh, fuck off, monkey. Fucking fruit flies. I can't stand fruit flies. I hate fruit flies. One of the most annoying animal. Forget fruit flies. Add the property. Oh. Oh, that get you? Man, that was a big one too. I need to get him. Gotta get him all. Pokemon. Pokemon. Gotta get him all. Alright, what does it want me to do now? Call name. same thing, but departmente. That you stinking fruit fly. Oh man. Good. So we need to take a method. How do I fix this? I'm pretty sure my code's right. Then I think my head gets itchy. My brain. You up, buddy?
Where am I going wrong? So something is wrong with it.
There you go. That was it. It's just I had it backwards. Usually I have something wrong. Something stupid. Alright, finally let's use the new method to access and manipulate data from dog. Example of created dog instance and created the instance Haley said available Haley.
instance is the same as calling the modern object depend the period. The property for methods you must also include open and close parentheses. Create 2 instances caller. Right, yeah. Okay. On food. This is where it gets into inherencies. Alright, inherencies 1. Imagine our doggy daycare is so successful that we decided to expand our business to open up a kitty daycare. Oh no, shoot ourselves. And before the daycare opens, we need to create a cat instance so we can quickly generate cat instances. We know that the property in our cat class similar to the property of dog class, though we have some differences because of the, of course, cats are not dogs. Okay. So property become candidates for inheritance, a tool for developers used to decrease the amount of code they need to write. With inheritance, we create a parent class, also known as a superclass, with properties and methods that multiple children classes, also known as subclasses, share. The children classes inherit the properties and methods of their parent class. Extract, share the properties. Which to the parents and animals. Yeah. I got you. Inherency 2. Create a parent and an animal with 2 kinds of classes. So it's properties. Be right back, just gonna grab something.
Back, everybody. Hold on. Oh, back.
Getting attacked by fruit flies. Alright, let's blast this one out. Going bald. Don't make jokes at me. Alright. I'm like stumped up with this. What the hell is this? Alright. I was like, what the hell is it trying to make me do? It just confused me with all this shit. That's all I wanted me to do. I'm always forgetting the fucking underscore though. Like code. This is why I like Codecademy. A lot of it's like repetitive, doing things repetitively. It's the only way to learn the code, really. Just doing it over and over and over and over and over again. That's all you learn anything. So it's just having me redo that code I just did again. Make sure I can get it. Alright, where we at? No. Ah, there's an extend. I see. Send to the subclass animal. Okay. Using mossy player. Alright, in the example, we've created a new class called cat. Let's pay attention to the keywords, extends, and super. Makes the method of the animal class available inside the cat class. The constructor called when you create a new cat object accepts two arguments. Calls the structure of the parent class. In this case, the super passes the name argument of the class. Okay. G to the cat.
So it's like you're creating an you're creating a new class object off of a class object. So it's inheriting those methods and stuff like that that are inherent to that object to this new class object that then you can create new objects from. Yeah. Alright, notice that we call super on the first line of our structure. Then set the user the property on the second line. In a constructor, you must always call the reference server. Okay. So it's always best practice to use the super keyword. And again, what the super's doing is it's referencing the name in the inherited constructor, so then those methods can be inherited to the new extended class that you're creating with the new cat extended animal class object. So yeah, below we created a new cat instance and called its name. Yeah, so, and then as you can see, it's taken on that inheritance. It took on that inheritancy. Class user arguments. Oh, I see. Okay. And the example will be abandoned best practice by calling. So now we have to extend the hospital employee to create a nurse class object. Very cool. All right, now that we properties, methods. Boom, baby. Addition to the enhanced features, any scatter setters and methods.
All right, buddy. Mm. Rose? Very good, very good. Static methods. Class. Static method date now. See how to use static keywords to create static. Generate name. An example above, create a static method called generate names for tasks. All because any tone access. Call Oh, okay. So it's, oh, whatever. But that's not going to equal the name. Oh, from its subclass, so it's static to that. It won't be inherited.
Okay.
Classes are templates for objects. There you go. Create an object. Instance for object. To extend, to create subclasses. Super keyboard calls the constructor of the parent class. Which of the following is a method? What is the purpose of super? No. Super keyword is used in subclasses called parent constructor. Yep. Which of the following will create the instance? What is the purpose of inherencies? To create functions that pass through to share data between objects. Wow. Load code below through another. Because the super The super should always come before that. Alright, what is the purpose of the construction method? Only since the parent classes, each property has a construction method. Try to set properties. Set property as an instance. When you create a subclass using the extends keyword, what will the classes inherit from the parents? Class will inherit all the parents. Get it, set it, methods. Keyword. Which of the following is the subclass of the example? Apartment. Which of the following keywords is required to create a new class? Oh, my bad.
Dumbass.
How would you call the method on the example below? Which of the following problems do cause multiple objects? Rather, all of them with the last three wrong. Whatever. King fried, I like it. Alright, so this would be a project for later. But
it's more people join. 500 people that join, right? Kick this project's ass.
Alright, we'll just read about the project.
We'll fly.
I'm gonna get it eventually.
Dire need for help, yada yada yada. Books and sub carry the different media, booksies, movies. We'll create parent class media with 3 subclasses. So we'll create a media class. So that'd be the first thing we'll build is a class media. From there, then it asking us to build off of that 3 subclasses: books, movies, CDs. These 3 classes have the following properties: authors, titles, pages, is checked out, ratings. There'll be some getters and setters built into it. Okay, so each individual property has its own individuals, properties, getters, setters, and methods. Very nice, very nice. It'll be a fun little project. Structure. And it's gonna have us build some instances of some stuff, I guess, maybe. Very good. So we will catch you up with y'all later.
We will build our library.
Very fun, very fun. If you guys want to check out, what did I just do on my pencil slash? The piano one is pretty dope. Y'all can check that out.
that up if y'all want.
And there, what I was doing, I was messing around with.
This is the piano one is the project that I built off of Codecademy, stuff like that. I think my code's a little bit more efficient than what I think, and a little bit more easy to understand than what I think they would have had it as. But this is what I was messing with afterwards, and this is obviously there's easier ways to do this, but what I was doing was with building in event handlers, event listeners, event handlers and stuff like that. Just getting into just some funky stuff with doing with repeating code and stuff like that. So I should share this with y'all too. I want to check that out. But it does work on the phone too. So if you're on the phone, it'll work on the phone too. I had it in for the touch screen as well too. Stuff. So. But yeah, that was pretty dope. That was pretty fun to figure out. Just start to learn how to do and stuff like that with JavaScript and stuff. So
Until next time.
yeah, I'll be good.